Good morning. We are extremely pleased that you are here. It is good to come together for the purpose of co-creating. Do you agree? We are being serenaded. You can hear us clearly? A little more oomph. No point in wasting words on ears that cannot hear. How about now? A little more? 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 You are enjoying the contrast of your time and space? Yes. It's interesting, isn't it, that from contrast comes clarity, comes focused desire, and that's really worth something, isn't it? In fact, it's worth everything. It's why you came forth into this physical time-space reality. You said, I'll go forth and I'll mix it up and I'll know what I do want and I'll know what I don't want and I'll know what I do want and I'll know what I don't want. But the whole intention of this joyous expression into this physical experience is the focusing of your desire, because we are all eternal beings, yes? And so as life gives you opportunity to come to new awarenesses and new conclusions of what you desire, that is a wonderful thing under any and all conditions. Now we know that in the idea of deliberate creating and in the idea of living the life that you want to live, that it seems that you're wanting to pick from your buffet things that you want. In other words, I'll take some of that and I'll take some of that and I'll take some of that. And I'll put all of that in my basket and I'll go off and live happily ever after. And we think that's a very good plan. That's what you intend to do. In other words, take some of that and take some of that and take some of that. But it's also interesting that in this process of selecting, that there are plenty of things that you say, but I will not take any of that, and I will not take any of that, and I will not take any of that, and I really, 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 really don't want any of that. And without realizing it, in that deciphering process, while you're saying yes to the things that you do want in your basket and on your plate and in your life, and they are coming because they're active in your vibration, because you're saying yes, 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 yes. The things that you are saying, no thank you, no thank you, none of that, no really, none of that, no really, really, really none of that. You're saying yes to those too without realizing it. And so that's all right. That's one of the things that we most want to emphasize with you, deliberate creators out here on this leading edge, is that when you are aware of what you do want or aware of what you don't want, it's all part of the process of synthesizing who you are and of launching these rockets of desire, creating this vibrational version of who you really are and what you really want. We've been talking to you for a while, and most of you here are aware of this vortex that we've been talking about, how when you know what you don't want and you know what you do want and you launch these rockets and they go into this vortex. So there's this vortex version of you that is moving along. It is really the true you. It is the evolved state of who you are. It's who your inner being is. But we want you to feel with us the closeness of this vortex version of you. Esther has been saying to us in the last few weeks especially that it is interesting to her that the vortex has been a conceptual thing. It's been something that she could wrap her thoughts around. It's something that she often could feel her way into, but it wasn't the palpable connection to her a few weeks ago that it is today. In other words, she is beginning to recognize, and many of you are too, the close proximity between you and you. We've been teasing about how interesting it is for many of you to try to explain what goes on in a forum like this to friends who aren't here. As you say, there's this man who calls his wife Abraham, that in and of itself is a very strange thing. And she must be a sort of split personality because she refers to herself in the plural sense. And she insists, as she points at the floor and draws a big circle, that that's a vortex and that you want to get into it as best you can and that who you really are is there. And in our wanting you to get a true sense of how you, the non-physical you, merges with you, the physical you, and then how you, the physical you, merge with the non-physical you in this blending process that we've been talking with you about for years. We want you to feel the fullness of this connection. We want you to feel the absolute close proximity between this vortex, which for many of you is just an idea that is not yet tangible. We want this vortex, which is conceptual. We understand. We're pointing at it and insisting that it is there and that it is a vibrational version of you. But we want you to begin to realize that all day, every day, that the reason that you sift through life experience is for the purpose of creating this vibrational version of you, which is the eternal version of you, which is the forever version of you, which is the truest version of you. But we want you to feel you're in this moment vibrational relationship with that vortex. Because for many, even for Esther, not so long ago, the vortex was something that was still something that she was reaching for. It was an idea or a goal where what you're wanting to understand is that it is the reality that is blendable now. Now, those just sound like words to you. As we're moving forward, you'll hear much more about that.